All right, joining us now, Dave Aronberg, State Attorney for Palm Beach County, Florida. Dave, obviously it's early. We've got limited information in this case, but as we look at that very disturbing video from the officers' body cameras, what do you expect New York's Attorney General to be looking at here? What charges could these officers be facing?
Well, thank you for having me. This is really disturbing, and the Attorney General's office is on it. I do think you'll see criminal charges coming. It's also much easier to fire the employees if criminal charges are filed, because the union otherwise can keep these employees hired if there are no criminal charges filed. So I think that the AG's office will be looking at everyone's active involvement to see if they did anything. Remember in the George Floyd case, you had all the officers charged, even though not all of them put their hands on George Floyd. So if you prevent someone from doing something or in any way enable them, then you could be charged. Now, it's tougher for someone who's just standing there and watching. There's, as far as I know, no Good Samaritan law that requires you to take action, but you can be fired. And so I think they're looking to see what kind of affirmative actions were taken by the officers here. They could be charged from anywhere from battery to murder.
And we heard in that package there's no audio on that video because the officers failed to properly activate their body cameras. Are there repercussions for that? Do officers get punished for not, doing what they're supposed to? There's a reason those body cameras are there.
Correct. I do anticipate they'll be punished internally, that they'll face internal discipline, because it is a requirement to activate your body camera. And also it can be used against you in court if someone was charged with a crime. It shows perhaps consciousness of guilt. Why didn't you turn your camera on? You knew the rules because you knew you were about to engage in something improper, perhaps illegal. So that's why it comes into play. But as far as failure to turn on your body camera, that in itself would not be a crime, but it would at the very least face internal discipline.
Got it. I want to turn now to another big headline today, and that's President-elect Donald Trump is asking the Supreme Court to hit pause on a law that could potentially ban TikTok in the U.S. next month if the app doesn't find a U.S. owner. Trump filed a brief in the case challenging the new law, requesting a stay on the January 19th deadline to give his administration an opportunity to negotiate a resolution. I have so many questions. One is, does the president even have standing to do this? And what kind of a motion is this? Is this an amicus brief? Is this a writ? I don't know what this is. And can he just involve himself in a case that he's not, a party to?
These are all great questions. I have the same questions, too, because normally in the Supreme Court, you've got this very buttoned up group of lawyers who argue specific legal issues. And here's Trump coming in like a bull in a china shop. It's like the movie Legally Blonde, where he comes in and he just starts spouting off stuff like, I have a huge electoral mandate. I am the smartest and the best, and I can negotiate this. So just pause everything. Let me step in and let me handle this. There's nothing in the law that says he can do that, but he's Donald Trump. He appointed 3 out of these 9 justices, so he thinks he can do it. I don't know if the Supreme Court's going to go along with it, but it is really interesting that Trump, who often thinks he's above the law, is now doing something I've never seen before in front of the Supreme Court.
Unprecedented is the word of the, probably next 4 years. But I also want to ask you about new fallout from Trump's lawsuit against ABC. There's this $16 million settlement over remarks made by George Stephanopoulos. It's now sparking some fears as Trump threatens more legal action, against different press entities. What are your concerns about what this could do for defamation suits, libel laws, and freedom of the press in the next couple of years?
Sure sets a tough precedent, a really bad one, because previously Donald Trump had lost all the cases he had against the New York Times and everyone else for defamation, for treating him badly. Here is his first victory, and it was a victory not by a jury, but by the plaintiff over the defendant in a settlement negotiation. As soon as ABC got to the table, they settled within a day, and it shocked us all. And now, after agreeing to this settlement, what's happened? Donald Trump is suing the pollster for the Des Moines Register for having a bad poll. I would love to sue bad pollsters because I've been elected to office and I've had good polls and bad polls. What a power that would be to sue people who get it wrong. So Katie barred the door. That's the concern here. We've never seen this kind of settlement when it comes to Donald Trump, and I think it emboldens and enables him to go after more in the media, and he sure does feel very confident in doing so.
All right, Dave Aronberg, thank you for breaking all of that down for us. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.